what do you got? Saturday Roundhouse Power Hour.
Yeah, whatever the hell we want to call
Yeah,
it.
something like that. That's on Saturday night. It is Saturday night, and of course we're coming to you live from Manhattan, as we do every Saturday night. The weather-wise, it's not too bad. Weather-wise, it's not too bad. A little on the warm side, but we'll take it. We'll take it. A little warm out there.
Let's see what Weather Underground says for New York. Right now, New York City. It's 67 degrees and overcast here in New York City, with an 80% chance of rain.
Yeah,
with
it's
the
about what we got
humidity
here.
at 90%. But even the little bit of
So it's a bit humid, but
yeah.
But yeah, it's summer. We're finally starting to feel some summer weather.
Yeah. And people are going,
And it seems
where
like
did the spring go? We had spring.
Yeah,
That's
spring.
what all the rain was about.
Exactly. We did have spring. We had plenty of spring. Trust me on that. And we're ready for summer. Trust me on that too. So yeah, it's at 417-717-1454. That's how to do it.
That's 417-717-1454. Or you can Skype us at netroots.radio.
Yes.
You don't have to
That's the way to do that too. Best way to do it.
I'm going to be a little bitch about all the flooding in Texas.
Yeah.
The governor declared states of emergencies in several counties because of the flooding.
Yes.
I mean, why are we, the rest of the 49 states, expected to bail their asses out?
Well,
didn't the GOP controlled House take a vote on secession?
Yeah, well, that, and of course, anybody else is in trouble, especially in the Northeast. They say, "Fuck you."
Well, you see, this is what the problem is. It goes right towards the whole thing of the articles of the extremists on the right are more or less thinking of the United States as the Articles of Confederation being enforced.
Much, yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what it's about, where it was every state for itself. And then you've got these jackasses from Nevada, including Michelle Fiore, going over and stirring shit in Oregon. That was part of the reason for the Constitution, is that during the Whiskey Rebellion, part of that was stirred up by the Ohio Territory, stirring shit. And that's when, and also since it was also the first time a unified federal military army crushed a rebellion, that's about the time they decided that, we need to change shit. That's the whole thing with the going from, because as long as they that's Articles of Confederation.
Yeah,
it is. And what these sovereign citizens are talking about, they're not talking about restoring the Constitution. They're talking about Articles of Confederation, where every state could have its own money and blah, and stir up trouble in the other states.
Yeah. Have a good old time, without having to be responsible for the other 30 or 40 or 50
You're not the
states
boss of me.
Yeah, screw you.
And by the way, we want money for X, Y, and Z.
yeah, exactly. We want federal funds for that.
We don't like your federal oversight, but we want the federal monies.
But we want the money, so there. Yeah, take that. Yeah, exactly. Pretty much it. The Whiskey Rebellion kind of heralded the Constitution, I guess.
Well, the thing about both Shays' Rebellion and Whiskey Rebellion had to do, the Shays' Rebellion had to do with businesses in the newly minted United States of America being unable to get credit from foreign nations. They suddenly all wanted cash.
Yeah.
And so they couldn't trade. So going on down the line, because X wanted cash, the merchants couldn't take stuff on credit. Couldn't extend credit. They needed cash, and it sort of rolled, and that gave rise, in essence, to Shays' Rebellion, because they weren't getting, the veterans weren't getting whatever, if I'm correct. The Whiskey Rebellion was about an excise tax that was placed on the corn.
Okay.
What that didn't sell, and that the farmers distilled into whiskey.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Exactly.
And the people and the government decided to tax that as well. Not just what you sell, but whatever you keep for yourself. We're going to put a tax on that too. And that's what the Whiskey Rebellion was about. It was about an excise tax, a sales tax, essentially. And because whiskey was a backwoods, was not considered, wasn't really a proper gentleman's drink. It wasn't a coastal drink.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So right. A lot. So in Western Pennsylvania, there was a lot of Ohio. The territory of Ohio was stirring shit. Was helping to foment this or whatever. Don't know why. Just because hey, let's stir some shit here.
Indeed,
yeah. And they tarred and feathered, sheriffs who came about to collect the tax collectors, but back in England were known as shire reeves or sheriffs. And basically, harassed and, harmed some people. I think one tax collector was actually, I know one was tarred and feathered, but it was, but it was like a small, but I mean, and after that, no, actually, Shays' Rebellion gave the impetus for the Constitution Convention.
There you go. Okay.
Which conspiracy theorists, even that was a false flag attack to get rid of the Articles of Confederation. Magna Carta, Shire Reeves, tax collectors. And then we have the same shit happening today with, interloping senators from other, representatives from other states going into another state and telling them how they can conduct their state's business.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the Bundy bunch is still whining about, how badly they're being treated, how it's, apparently these guys thought that prison was like a summer camp. And they would have everything, or maybe they thought that because they were European Americans,
right,
they had nominally white skin, that for some reason they would have privileges that every other every white inmate didn't have.
Right.
Or maybe they just thought that everybody in prison were of darker hue than they, and suddenly they're discovering it's like,
everybody else. Yeah.
We don't have internet. It's cruel and unusual, and they're feeding us slop, and we're starving even though we're gaining weight. And the Bundy law, the law firm that was representing one of the Bundys, the Arnold law firm, that was trying, gracefully backed out before this case did any more damage to their sorry ass reputation. And now they've got this crank Mormon senator, named Phil Pott, who's representing them now. And my apologies to the sane Mormons, but a lot of this whole thing has a lot to do with the Deseret and Mormon prophecy and the whole thing about white. It's I talked with I probably should have another chat with Scott Klatt, whom I had on at the table, and we were talking, and he was very, very well informed on the mythology of the Mormon religion and how what is going on is part of the belief system.
Right. It's a different kind of religion. Let's put it that way. Yeah, it's different than most you've ever seen, I guess. But there's a lot of there's a lot of money in that thing too. So
the whole thing is that somebody is paying the bills, and there is the American Land Council, which if anybody does any research, they'll find the Koch brothers involved in that. This is all about privatizing public lands that we, the citizens of we the people of the United States, own through the federal, owned through the federal government, which holds these lands in trust for all of us, and a few people who even, I mean, if the cattle ranchers of the past were to see how some of the cattle ranchers of today treat the land, they would, think these guys were raising sheep the way they permit their cattle to graze to mineral earth.
Right.
Or, I still think that as long as that there's a whole bunch of feral cattle out there, and so they should be taken out because they're starving.
Yeah.
They're not branded, so they don't belong so they're abandoned.
Right.
The whole thing,
they're not taken care of, that's for sure.
They're Bundy cattle, and again, he doesn't believe in branding his cattle, so he can say, "Well, not mine."
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Until it's time, they're not his until it's time for them to be rounded up. Then suddenly he gives a shit about them.
Yeah.
I am surprised he hasn't yet. I am hoping that he gets arrested for animal cruelty.
Yeah,
They claim that they have been on the land for centuries. The Bundys bought the land in the 1940s.
Yeah.
One of the little, and it's, if only I were living, in Nevada, I'd probably, go down and, because I'm not working, I have so much free time on my hands, go down and, sit in on the court proceedings,
it'd be a riot.
Be their boots on the ground. Although Scott Klatt is having more fun in maybe do a Scott Klatt and have my own little draw the court what happened in the court from memory, because in the Oregon case, you can't take notes or anything, or I don't know, but he's got these absolutely hysterical courtroom drawings that look like they were done by a kid, and they're his interpretation of what's going on in the court.
I remember those. Yeah, I remember those.
And they're still coming through. But it's just incredible.
And by kid, of course, we're talking like a 2 or 3 year old, not a 7 or 8 year old. These are really basically stick form drawings.
They're wonderful.
Yeah, they are.
They capture the essence of the courtroom proceedings quite well.
Yeah.
And,
the whole thing's a riot.
Yeah. So how's your week been, Wink?
Been good. It's been good. It's been, I don't know. We got GOTV efforts started, so that's good. That's, at least we're stepping in the right direction there. And it's been a pretty good week. It's
been a pretty good week. The air quality was really good for one day, and I was able to go out. And then this morning, I've been looking at rearranging my room and seeing how much actual space I would have between my bed and what passes for a washstand. And I blew out my knee, and as I was saying, I've been on painkillers, so this is why I'm blithering more than usual.
Well, the painkillers help. No question.
You still hurt, but you don't care.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it right there. It's like you just don't care is what it is. Yeah, there's still pain, but who cares?
You don't care. Yeah. That's primarily what they're about. It's like making it so you don't care that you hurt, so you can be semi-functional.
Yeah, they don't really stop any pain. It's just that you don't give a damn.
Yeah, I mean, I'm as I've been saying, I've been interning for this acting coach here in New York, and I sent him a text this morning after I blew out my knee saying I'm not going to be able to make it to class today because I blew my knee out and I can't do stairs. And the stairs at the place where his classes are held, the rehearsal space, the stairs are pretty steep. And they're not, and the banisters are like so close to the wall that there's really nothing for you. They give you the illusion of having something to hold on to. But
yeah, there's
nothing really to hold on to. So.
There's nothing really there. It's just
it's just the
total
it's like
illusion.
it can kind of get your hand. It's like
I love that. Yeah. You can almost grab something, but not really.
Yeah.
Only enough so that you fall. You fall more gracefully. That's all. If there was nothing there at all, but
no, you'd fall a lot. No, you wouldn't fall. You wouldn't fall more gracefully. You would just fall and truly break your neck because they're just about that steep.
Oh man, it's freaking beautiful. Yeah, good stuff. 417-717-1454. That's
And
how you
join
do
us in the
that.
chat room.
Yeah. I'm trying to get a chat. I forgot to freaking charge my iPad.
That's okay. Mine's on
So
on its,
if anybody's in the
mic
chat,
stand holder and
yeah.
charging even as we speak. And I'm going to actually try and enter the log in.
I'll get in there in about another 5 minutes. I got to wait for my thing to get up. Let's see, with this iPad to get up over like 12 or 13% charged, I think, before I can actually do anything on it. But it'll be another 3 or 4 or 5, 6 minutes, and I'll be in this chat. Just got to wait for this thing to charge up somewhat. Because I, like an idiot, I forgot to freaking turn the thing on before I left for work. So, which, I told myself to do, make sure you charge the iPad. And of course, I walked out without doing that. So,
Yeah. So, come and join us in the chat. Well, join.
Yeah.
I'm warning Wink right now. Everybody right now is that I am now in the chat room, and if I start typing, I will not be able to talk.
There you go. Yeah. We can't do two things at once.
When I had
brain doesn't work
before my last brain injury, the last one was the charm. I was able to talk and type at the same time.
There you go. See, I can't do it. I still can't do it yet. I can somewhat, but not really. Typing is not really great.
Yeah, it's
But yeah, just join us in there anyway. Just go to neveritsradio.com. Scroll down the bottom of the page and on the right hand side of the bottom.
And we're
of the page. Chat.
5 weeks away from Netroots Nation?
Yeah, something like that. 4, 5, 6 weeks. We're gonna kind of count that down, I guess. So we're getting closer to that. I'd say about 5, I guess.
Yay!
Yeah. So I'm, we're. I just hate the whole freaking flying thing. But other than that, I'm looking forward to it. I'm just not looking forward to the flying part of it.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll be right.
Remember, the most dangerous part of flying is the takeoff and landing.
That and getting to the damn airport.
That won't be a problem. You just
okay.
But neither one of us is flying out of major airports, so it's not going to be that horrible.
Yeah, generally speaking, if you clear the takeoff, you're good for the whole flight. Generally speaking, because if there's going to be any problems with the flight, you're going to notice it in takeoff, and it'll probably bring down the aircraft and scatter the plane and bodies in the next 200-300 yards. But we got a siren going, so that's
welcome to New York, folks.
Yeah, true. But so I mean, if you get up around 12,000 feet, you're probably good.
Yeah.
As far as your your aircraft goes, flying, so that's not a problem. It's getting from 0 to 12,000 feet that's a little bit of you're a little nervous. Not the major. But it's not so much that about the flight; it's the damn air getting through A to B to C to D through the airports.
It depends on the airport. Like Newark's not that difficult to navigate.
All right.
LaGuardia is not that difficult to navigate, but holy shit, is the Phoenix airport?
Yeah,
bloody fucking awful to navigate.
It's a nightmare, basically.
It is truly a nightmare.
It's one of your worst nightmares. I still can't freaking believe that airport exists in the 21st century.
Oh, it does. That's God. It was like 115 degrees there today.
Yeah.
The weather in that area is almost as horrible as it is in Dubai during the summer.
There you go. Yep. It's
I actually ran into some people that they're Americans, but they live and work in Dubai, and they were, back here on vacation or something. They love Dubai, except when it was like, in the fucking summer.
Yeah.
And
probably
you just could not go outside. You could not leave the air-conditioned buildings. That's why everything's like
AC.
No, mild.
Yeah.
Because in the summer you cannot leave you can't go outside. You will die. I mean, it's sort of like, I don't know if you've ever seen Riddick. But they're on that prison planet where it's like the winds come up and it just sort of like turns you into ash. It's
okay, yeah.
It's so hot that it will kill you when the winds blow over you.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. That's my kind of
love
plan.
those movies. I love Vin Diesel. I think he's great. He's him and I love The Rock. I love Dwayne Johnson. I think he's freaking hilarious. I love him.
Stuff.
I think. Oh yeah, I mean, Fairy Godmother was on TV today, and it's just the idea of this great big guy with muscles in a little pink tutu and wings.
Yeah.
And he's a tooth fairy.
Right.
It's not Fairy Godmother. It's Tooth Fairy. It's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, it probably is. I mean, just
you need to see it. It's a really funny movie.
Okay.
Put
it on the list. I'll put that on the list.
Yeah. And he's got a new movie out with Kevin Hart that I want to see.
Phoenix 108, 109?
108, 50. It was 115 there today. Earlier today. I've got a friend that lives out in Tucson, so with
Dubai's got to
a
be
couple
gorgeous.
of pugs, so I'm worried about his dogs,
Everybody in Dubai is like a millionaire, a multi-millionaire. I mean,
not everybody. The people who work for them aren't.
Okay. All right. But there are many,
Although I would presume that they get paid really well.
They almost have to live in that place. Yeah. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they get paid pretty well.
Maybe I'll invest.
And I got to believe it's a nice place to live about 9 months out of the year. It's just those 3-4 months of summer.
Well, they say that, it's a little better in the wintertime, but not much. They just say it's, it's a little cooler. And I have one of my nephews is moving to Naples, Florida. Right, you're moving right into Hurricane Alley there, dude. Oh no! It just dropped again. I guess I said something wrong. I guess saying the word hurricane caused some problems. I'm gonna call back and see what happens. Calling back right now. It's connecting. Nothing's happening. Do 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 do. La 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 la. Or maybe he's trying to call me back. Who knows? We'll keep this going here. So I'm sitting here waiting for Wink to call me back. So welcome. Hey there.
There we go. Okay.
Thanks, Microsoft.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of, there's a lot of really pissed off people because Microsoft is now forcing them to upgrade to Windows 10.
Right.
Really a lot of pissed off people.
Yeah, I can see that. It's just going to be a mess.
Going to be? It is a mess.
With Microsoft trying to get everybody on board with the whatever it is.
It makes it easier for them to see. They've gone from being they're now they're now services. They're now cloud services. You don't own it's like
you don't own nothing.
You can own Microsoft Office, but you won't get any updates. You won't get the upgrades. If you subscribe and use it as a cloud service, then you will get and pay for it on a yearly basis. Then you will get all the upgrades as they come out.
Yeah.
As part of that. But some
of course,
people,
it's like $50 a year or something. Yeah.
No, it's $70 a year for basic, and then they make the cloud service more attractive by charging you nearly like twice as much for the home version.
Yep.
And you can't use it across platforms. You have to have it on only one computer unless you buy like a 5 license version, which costs you even more money if you wanted to live on your computer.
Right. We've got the Kanakistanian has joined us in the Skype call here tonight, so just to let everybody know about that.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was Microsoft doing it. It was
Microsoft.
Good old Microsoft.
Well, Mama's one of those people who are pissed off over Windows 10 suddenly being on her computer. She literally got up. It waited for her to leave, I think. She got up to go into the kitchen. When she came back, it was updating.
Yeah.
She's like, what the hell is this? And can I stop it? And I said, no, you're stuck with it.
Yeah.
It's like they want, and now they're trying, to get businesses to upgrade. But what the hell is going to go on with all of these people who haven't, with all of these business software companies that, we're going to have to write whole new business software for them? I mean, look how long it took for law firms to leave WordPerfect for DOS.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe the other way around.
And a lot of when your mom does all of that, make sure that everything is up to date on the computer. She needs to go into the Windows Update and make sure that everything is updated. It's all brand new drivers and shit, because it's going to be the original bug filled, password leaking installation.
Okay, I'll do that for her tomorrow afternoon.
Okay.
She wouldn't know how to do it.
Okay. But it's perfectly dreadful, and
indeed, yeah.
Part of the job that I do when I was during the last round of my working for Dell at Best Buy was, showing people all the cool shit about Windows, and then coming in and letting them know what was going on. There was a huge issue with the wireless cards from Broadcom in the laptops, which wasn't letting people update, log on, set up their internet connection while they're doing the setup, and people were bringing the computers back because they thought it was broken. Windows, not installing, it's just all sorts of bullshit. It's typical Windows.
Yeah.
And forgive me, folks.
Yeah, Windows has been like that for the last 20 years, so I mean, that's the way they are. That's the way they operate.
Some people will say, I need to turn my fan on, so please forgive me. Because it's very humid in my room, and the next sound you hear will be my fan.
There we go. Now we're talking.
Oh God, thank God. I'm long past hot flashes and that whole thing that us women go through later in life.
Yeah.
But I swear to God, turning the fan on just made me feel like I was having one of those fucking menopausal hot flashes.
Oh, okay.
And I had to run my.
And they're not fun.
Oh no.
They're not fun.
No.
Trust us on this one, Wink.
All right. I never could quite get the whole.
Trans women are really fortunate about is that they will never have to experience menopausal hot flashes.
Okay.
They are they are a bunch of lucky bitches.
Apparently.
They will never know the joy of a hot flash.
Joy? Oh my God! My first one I ever had scared the crap out of me. Of course, I was in dialysis at the time, so that did not help.
No, that wouldn't, but they're.
I felt like I was going to explode. I think I remember texting something about look out for the mushroom cloud.
What I will say is, what I am actually very happy about with trans women is that now there will be clothes made for people with my body shape.
There you go.
That's kind of cool that finally they will start making clothing for more than just the size 2.
Yeah, exactly. And the size 1, which I just laugh at. I laugh at size 1.
12 will become fashionable again.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The one that I don't understand is the size 00.
Yeah, what's up with that?
What the hell?
Yeah.
That's the anorexic heroin chic look.
Yeah, I guess.
That is the thinner than Twiggy look. I don't even.
Yeah,
I think
that's something I might be able to get around my foot.
I think Twiggy would have been considered too fat to model today.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, just have to lose some weight.
Even though I hated her because she made it because she is the one that introduced that horribly skinny body, and it was naturally that thin.
Yeah,
It
she
was
was
naturally
naturally
that
that thin.
thin.
Yeah, she wasn't.
And she
She
had a
wasn't trying to.
natural
Yeah.
waifish look about her. But
Yeah.
she ushered in the era of women with figures being shit out of luck for clothing.
Yeah, try to find that in
I'm
in
still
JC
trying to
Penney.
find it. Although I think I will have to start going to like stores like Talbots, which is actually for mature ladies. Although with my resistance
Yeah,
band
or we'll
regimen, I'm actually toning up, which is good.
see how they treat them when they
Oh,
bring
they're
them.
gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Yes, yes.
I love it. I think it's awesome. And then I start thinking, great, now I'm going to have even more competition in the theater.
Yeah, well, it's New York, so.
No, it's the general, it's not New York, it's the world,
Okay.
It's just the way it works. Oh, well, it's showbiz.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry about all the blithering.
Yeah.
But at
Well,
least I'm not
it's our
hallucinating.
roundtable show. That's what we do. So
At least I'm not hallucinating, which is good.
No, you're not. Not yet, anyway.
Right.
How blithery was I earlier today?
Not too bad actually. You seem to stay on point for most of it.
Pretty good.
And
Pretty
you
good.
can tell I'm on drugs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah.
Those of us who know you as well as we do could tell the difference.
Yeah. And that's a good thing. That's what the drugs are for. So yeah.
You hurt and you don't care.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ow!
I got a broken leg, but who cares? Yeah. Right. Yeah. 417-717-1454.
Or Skype us at netroots.radio.
Yeah,
you
even
want to because we're having too much fun, and shut me the fuck up for a while.
Yeah. That's how the Canuckastania got in here. Just
she's there
Skype.
To shut me up.
Use the Skype.
I'm not very good at it though.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had.
I don't know. We do what we can, I guess. That's all. Speaking of your wine.
Temperate room temperature coffee in my cup.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And actually, one of the things I was going to do on the show today was read some Carl Sandburg.
Okay. Yeah.
From his Chicago poems.
Yeah. Good stuff. Chicago was. I don't know. I think they're going to play a bigger part in this whole thing, and this year, just like they did in '68. So I don't know. It should be interesting. I guess.
I don't think so. I think. Well, I'm still rather annoyed. I mean. I don't know what's going on with this. Sanders people are already screaming that the Puerto Rico primary is rigged.
Yeah, I guess.
Ballots.
Yeah, whatever. Down by 300.
Seems to be what they're saying about
delegates.
every.
Exactly. They can't.
Primary.
I mean, they can't. It's really sad. If Bernie actually thinks he's got a chance, he needs to start going after Trump, not after Hillary. Start ignoring her the way she is him.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
And start showing how presidential he is.
Yes. Just got to stay above the fray, as they say.
Somebody did some research on his voting record, and one of the things that got me is that he actually voted against an Amber Alert bill because it would require the divulging of HIV status to rape victims of the guy accused of assaulting them. And he voted against it.
Yeah, right. Kind of, it's kind of one of those weird situations again.
Well, it was like, it's violating his privacy. Oh, bullshit. In that instance,
I think he should have just stayed
and that is something that, I mean, I don't give a shit about the fantasy story he wrote when he was younger. That to me, that's nothing. I'm more concerned about the fact that he considered a sexual predator's right to medical privacy more important than the health of one of his victims.
Oh yeah, no question about that.
That disturbs me much more.
It's I don't know. It's kind of devolving.
Also, he's not that informed on foreign policy, which is important.
Yeah, pretty much clueless on foreign policy. He really doesn't.
And frankly, that's why the Republicans want him to win the nomination, because they know that even Trump's ignorance will eat him alive.
Yeah. We'll be going back into the war zone with more troops and more gear.
And this is the other thing that's pissing Trump off, is that Clinton is ignoring him. She's not playing his game.
Yeah. I don't know. He seems to have a clear...
He thrives on getting a rise out of people.
Yeah,
conflict. That's how he was able to whip every other candidate, that he was able to get under their skin.
Yeah, for the most part. It's been about that for him. And
he knows how to
well, that's how he works with everything.
Right. He's just going to continue to do it.
He creates a stink, and then that's what he does with absolutely everything. That's how he...
No, he doesn't create a stink. What he does
well, that's what he's been doing.
What he does,
but he makes it stick.
No, what he does, he doesn't raise a stink. What he does is that he comes up with a descriptive, a verbal descriptor of the person, like low energy Jeb. Little Marco Rubio. He gets these perceptions in their heads. Oh, and we got dropped again. So, but Trump's it's very good at name calling. He knows how to reframe somebody as a part of their peoplehood. And low in it, and he's trying to do that with Hillary Clinton, and it's not. He can say every he can give her every little tacky little nickname he wants to, but she's not responding to the taunting, so it's pissing him off even more. And
most everything's right off the cuff.
Thanks. You hung up on me, or maybe it's just.
Oh no.
Or maybe it's just the fact.
Did we lose you?
Or maybe it's just because I have a fucking single band slow intertube.
Oh, could be. Yeah.
I was wondering where you went.
Yeah, I didn't even notice you were gone. To be honest with you, I just thought.
I did.
Oh, okay.
I just could have stayed off and let you guys talk.
All right. Okay. No, you're back on. You're back with us. So yeah, talking about of course the Donald and his MO. But I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know if Hillary will be able to get to him. I think she will. I think
she's already gotten to him.
Okay.
She got to him, calling out, saying he was, with his unfitness and calling him out on his bullshit, one of the things he's already said that when he's president, the press isn't going to be able to say mean things about me.
Right. Because I guess apparently they'll have them killed and buried in a park.
So what, is he going to be like Putin and just have those ones who say bad things disappear?
It could be.
He
could
thinks
be.
That, he thinks that being able to sue journalists over mean things about calling them out and shit is a good thing. Probably thinks it's really cool that other heads of state can get away with murdering journalists. The head of the president of the Philippines says, well, some of those journalists who were killed, they kind of deserved it.
Yeah, kind of did. So yeah, it's a beautiful election. when you bring Puerto Rico into this thing, it's like, wow, man, what the hell?
Well,
I mean, it's like bringing in Washington D.C. into this thing.
People forget that Puerto Rico is part of the United States.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And he has been going out, and they're now thinking to go off on this, that a lot of Trump's going off on Mexicans was an attempt to get a conflict of interest going with Judge Curiel, who is overseeing his fraud case, the Trump University thing here in New York.
Yeah, yeah.
By saying, see, this is a despite the fact that Curiel is an American citizen.
Right.
But he's got a Mexican last name, so it's obviously it's a hate on. And fucking Alberto Gonzalez is agreeing with Trump. That should be looked into.
Yeah, it should be. I don't know. I don't think they're going to look too much into anything.
They're not.
Exactly.
They can't, because this case started before he became a candidate.
Right. So I mean, it's really up to Hillary to pull this out if she can. So.
Oh well, he's gonna. Well, you see, he's already got his. Well, he's already decided he's going to. He's using. I'm going to investigate and jail Hillary. He's already laying the groundwork for him becoming a dictator.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not. I'm going to have Congress. He's going to do it.
Right.
Even if he has to fucking manufacture the evidence.
Build the 12-foot tall fence from border to border, I guess, and all that good stuff. I don't know.
I wonder how he feels about the fact his buddy Joe Arpaio has been found guilty of, contempt. Being referred as having his behavior in Melendres being referred to for criminal contempt.
Right.
That must really make him happy, knowing that Arpaio,
Oh yeah, the the right wing is getting more and more people behind bars. It's just comical.
I mean, neither side is perfect, but why is there the appearance of Republicans and extreme right-wing Republicans getting busted on sexual predation charges and bullshit like that?
Right.
Oh, there's a great photo of this kid who attempted to rape a woman in a bathroom at knife point, bawling his eyes out for his mugshot. Now he's saying, well, I wasn't really trying to. He's trying to make himself the victim.
Okay.
In the 21st century, yeah. Okay. But yeah, I guess they still try it. So why not?
Yay.
Halfway through. At least we made it halfway through. We're into November. We get a couple of interviews out of a team, Never Radio.
Yeah.
Possibly. Got that going on. Of course, we got the Wednesday night dinner too. That'll be, it's always good.
Party time. We're gonna be partying in St. Louis, and it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be like did a projection thing. This is like really cool about the. I love the Weather Channel, and this other channel called the Science Channel. They're rerunning the Mythbusters. I love it. I was waxing poetic about that earlier today on the show.
Yeah, sure.
And at the Weather Channel, weather.com, you can do a projection for what the weather's going to be like. Oh no, it's this app called Hound, and it will give you a weather projection like into the future. So I asked it what the weather was going to be like in St. Louis in mid-July, and it's 91 degrees. Yay!
That's the way that works.
Bring your sweaty clothes.
Yeah. Exactly.
And your cornstarch for your sweaty parts.
Indeed.
Yes.
Well, it should be fun. I'm looking forward to the dinner, obviously, and just for the
seeing people, and like I said, I'm really curious to see who's going to show up, who's
yes
going to be there beside the sponsor tables.
Right, and I don't know if we're going to see too many, but maybe one or two politicians.
Know,
right.
it's going to be interesting.
It is. I'm looking forward to it. Like I say, it might be just a total collapse of the entire
I hope
NN thing.
I'm hoping that it will be enlightening and energizing and civil.
Yeah, civil's key.
That's going to be the key. I mean.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I'm still jealous that you guys are going to be hanging out with Arliss.
Yeah, Arliss is going to be there. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, you need to let Arliss know that if my setup will be set to be running via Spreaker.com. Don't you?
Yeah,
I
let him know.
This natural chit chat, but that's the way it goes.
Yeah. Yeah. Behind the curtain chit chat.
Yeah. What's the name of Arliss's show on Netroots?
Hopping Mad.
Yes. You guys need to tune in to Hopping Mad on Thursdays.
It's on Mondays.
Monday.
And also again on Saturday or Sunday.
Well, look, as long as we're talking about Arliss.
Monday at 9 my time. I think that's 8 Eastern.
Yeah, 8 Eastern.
Yeah, 8
Eastern.
Yeah. 8 Eastern, and then 5 o'clock or whatever out there.
Pacific.
On the left coast.
Yeah, on the best coast.
But it leads into Kagro X show. So for the morning, that's what it does. Which is good.
That's right. You
Monday
morning.
Tune into Arliss to Hopping Mad. Arliss is just freaking amazing on how she can explain economics.
Yes, I agree.
Just amazing, making it comprehensible to the economic
challenge
like me.
Yeah, like me too. So it's all good.
But as far as everything else goes, forget it. But it's a show well worth tuning into live or catching it.
Yeah, economics sounds kind of boring, which is why I didn't take it in college. But she makes it interesting. So when anybody was talking about economics in college,
making it sound like she's talking to like children, which is great.
Yeah, which is good.
Which is actually, when you're explaining something complex, difficult to do.
Yeah, she talks like we're fourth graders, fifth graders, which is great. That's what I like about it.
I probably have that level of understanding when it comes to economics anyway.
Yeah,
so.
Me too. That's me too. So it works out pretty good.
Saying, well, why do we need math? Why do we need algebra? You use all forms of math, all maths every single day, whether you realize it consciously or not.
There you go.
You use calculus when driving.
I would say driving. A lot of that. Yeah.
Algebra
exactly.
when you're trying to figure something out.
Yeah, there's all that stuff. I mean, but she gets down to the nitty gritty where you can kind of.
Because you're learning. It's geometry and all that. Cool
it's all good.
Shit.
Not that boring, because it does bring in the other countries around the planet besides us, the USA.
And one of the reasons besides the fact that I'm really bored with the fact that everything on TV is like a fucking repeat. You don't need 1,500 channels if they're all you go through channels 1 through X, and then
I know,
and then Y through 1,000 are just the same channels repeating with a few new ones thrown in between.
Yeah, that's it.
They make you hunt all over, go through the entire thing to find those specific channels. Like the science channel is like buried in the 100s here on Time Warner.
Yeah.
Or Johnny Carson show on Antenna TV is being rebrought. The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson is being they're rebroadcasting the shows.
I love it. Yeah, because you might as well start back in 1964 or 5 or whenever it started, and just go every week.
There are archival tape of Jack Parr.
This is 25, 30 years there.
Jack Parr show, and I'm not sure if there's any surviving film of Steve Allen when he was originally
it'd be awesome.
The show.
It'd be awesome.
And speaking of awesome, To Tell the Truth is coming back to television. And Betty White is going to be part of the panel.
I saw that.
This is so fucking awesome.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, she's a riot.
I love the fact they're bringing back these old game shows.
Match Game's going to be on too, Cal.
Yeah, huh?
Match Game's going to be on too.
Oh, I hope.
Okay.
I mean, when I'm watching some of these old, what is it? Antenna, no Buzzer, which is like Game Show Network, but they show the really older shows, like To Tell the Truth, What's My Line,
good stuff,
and some of these other game shows, double something or whatever, and you see, like a really young Alex Trebek.
Yeah. Wow.
And then you're going, whoa, he has been on television a long fucking time.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep. He has.
Just his own show currently. I mean, it's been a long time, 20 years, 25 years.
And,
yeah.
And there's another really good game show on called.
Well, he was on TV in Canada for years before he went into the States.
Yeah,
there you go.
And there's a new game show on ABC called 500 Questions.
Yeah, that was good. That was really good.
That is really an amazingly awesome show. You want to talk trivia
I
shows?
Love that.
Holy moly.
That's what we're talking about.
That guy got through almost 300 questions.
And they get harder as you go along. And you get to, and if you hit a certain dollar amount, you cannot be eliminated.
There you go.
It gets so far.
Go ahead.
They do them out in segments of 30 questions, and if you get so far in those 30 questions, you can't get knocked out.
Awesome.
I think it's the 20. If you get past question 28, you can't get knocked out. And there's a lot of trash talk between the two contestants too. It's really
makes it so much fun. I mean, it's like you're watching. It's like playing a board game.
Yeah.
And and that's it's like going, I know the answer to this, and you're writing it. I'm playing you. And also, what's really fun is that these game shows are great because it allows you to. I mean, that's why I like Millionaire, because it allows you to you play along with it. Because these are general knowledge trivia questions. And hey, I got dropped again. Woohoo! Hey, hate me! Yeah, you're listening to the Roundhouse Power Hour here on Netroots Radio and Spreaker, because that's what I'm on right now. Hopefully I'll be calling you back. It's like 5 minutes before the top of the hour here on Spreaker.com. And we were and if you've been listening, I'm just going to keep on blathering on about game shows. I love the game shows. Yes, Betty White is going to be on To Tell the Truth once again. And for those of you that don't know what the show is about, there's three. Yeah, I was talking about To Tell the Truth, and and just for the people out there that have never seen the show on Buzzer or even Game Show Network, there's
me. I've never seen it.
The setup is there are three people who claim to be somebody who has done something extraordinary.
Yeah, I've seen that much.
And the panel gets to ask.
Most people have read about it in the paper, but they don't know what the guy looks like.
But they and the panel gets to ask questions. Each member of there's 4 people on the panel, and they get to ask questions until they hit a wrong denial. Then it goes to and then at the end they have to decide which person was telling the truth about what they did.
Okay.
And then
that sounds like it could be comical.
Oh, it's great! It's a great show.
Yeah.
And then it goes about with who the actual person is, and sometimes they're hilariously wrong, sometimes they're right, but it's a great show. It's a lot of fun, and it's a human interest program.
Okay.
And it's more or less not people that you would necessarily think are super famous. Although they'll have somebody like, Jonathan Frid was on the show as like one of the guests To Tell the Truthers, or What's My Line, or something like Davis pimping some. No, that was What's My Line, to pimp the show, But it's, these types of shows are a lot of fun because, like, you get to find out about people.
I know I saw one of the people that were going to be on that show. I recognized her as someone who was on Match Game here in Canada a lot. But I can't remember her name. But I don't know if Match Game is even on here anymore. It was on for like 3 or 4 years. They brought it back, and it was on Comedy Network for a while, but I think it might have died out.
Well, it hasn't been on since Gene Rayburn passed. And it's going to...
but they revised it here in Canada for a while, for about 2 or 3 years.
Is, who's going to replace Charles Nelson Riley? Or Brett Summers?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's some people that are just...
Who was on the Canadian one? Sean Collins.
Okay.
Was on Canadian one. He was the one who was always there. But there was always a different array of people who were there.
Right, in and out, yep.
And for those of you that know, we're coming close to the top of the hour, but we're going to continue the discussion over at over on Spreaker.com, Netroots Radio. So join us. Join us over there, and let's continue to listen in, because on Spreaker we can go on forever, whereas on Netroots Radio we have Music Sans Frontier coming up.
Yeah. So we got to get off here.
So stay tuned for some awesome music from Music Sans Frontier, spun by our very own Justice Putnam.
There you go.
And if you want to continue chatting about game shows, join us over on Spreaker.
There you go. Just go to Spreaker.com and look up Netroots Radio is the way to do it. Yeah. In the search, they got a search there. They got a search block there. Just type in.
Yes, there is a search there.
Yeah, so you'll find it. You'll find it there. So that's the best way to do it.
I'm excited about game shows coming back. Because, like I said, it's
tough to replace Charles Nelson.
Yeah, I loved him.
I'm trying to remember who some of the people were, because I watched it every day when it was on. But I kind of got a like I said, Sean Collins was on every day, and he's a little strange anyway. Carolyn Ray was on a lot, and I can't remember. There was a lot of big people that were going to Toronto just to be on the show.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, it was a fun. It was a thing to
Well, back in the '60s, it was a big deal to be part of the audience and all that stuff. So yeah, great thing. TV kind of new back then anyway. It was only been around about 10, 15 years at that point.
What I kind of sort of hope is, and I think it's the only way we're going to get news and programming back to something normal, is if it stops being 24-hour.
Yeah, the news cycle. Yeah, you can't do it.
Especially the fucking news cycle.
Boring.
12 hours is plenty, I would say.
I mean, what else can you say? Is this saying the same thing?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I like watching the Weather Channel, and yes, they will go back into repeats on the programming, because, that's kind of necessary to explain what's going on weather-wise.
Right.
But,
I wish we had that here. The Weather Channel here is absolutely boring.
But,
yeah.
But,
I look 12 hours would be plenty.
I was listening to The Real yesterday. And actually, that's an interesting show, because it is nothing but girl chat.
Ah, there you go. Yeah.
So while I roll my eyes when I think of, The Real, the Chew, the this, the that, it's like rolling my eye. The Fab Life, rolling my eyes at everything has to be like, ooh, this. It's a good show, but I don't want to see it repeated on 2 other channels later in the day, because they're too fucking cheap to do programming.
Right. Mm-hmm. We got to get out of here on the Netroots side of things. So we got about 20 seconds. So we'll get out. And if you're on Spreaker, so we're out of here.
Game shows and stuff.
See everybody next Saturday night. Yes, and we're out.
And but yeah, because I remember, I'm so old. So are you, Wink? Where at midnight, stations would sign off, and you'd have the Blue Angels flying overhead and the Star Spangled Banner playing, or no, seriously, and the flag waving.
Oh, I know. And it was only in the last 15 years that CBC started going 24 hours.
And it gets.
So they used to have the national anthem on at the end of the broadcast day, and then you just get the color bars.
I mean, how many fucking times can you watch Aragon?
Right.
If you have nothing to show, just shut your ass down and save some fucking money.
Right.
How many times can you fucking, it's like, oh, look, gonna binge watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians on E all fucking day long. Everything it's just like, oh, I was watching First 48 and went, oh, I've seen this one before. And it's like I saw this like 2 days ago. It's like, no, if you don't have anything to fucking say,
they just play the same ones over and over and over again.
But it's because it's in reruns.
Yeah.
I will say I enjoy watching Cops reruns all the time. I really enjoy that. Because I think that's a better shot at looking at human nature.
There you go.
Just plain stupid people for the most part. Well, it's not my, it's like my boyfriend, and the boyfriend, girlfriend are throwing each other under the bus, regarding, what was placed in the, the purse. It's, it's just, I mean, it's great, and, it's, but the 24-hour news cycle, it's,
ridiculous.
Dudes, it's like, dudes, if Donald Trump is insulting your ass and saying how much he hates you, why are you in this, abusive relationship with him?
I don't watch any of those channels anymore. Well, half of them I don't get anymore. Like, I don't get MSNBC. I don't get Fox. I get CNN.
You're
I don't watch
missing anything with Fox, though.
No.
I know you're not.
But
you don't
we
get
the Canadian ones
anymore?
that I don't bother watching either. What?
You don't get to watch Andy Coop anymore?
I don't. Well, I could watch them. I just don't. I can't watch Rachel Maddow anymore. I don't get that channel anymore.
It's weird.
I like watching Rachel.
Get the TuneIn app, and I believe on the TuneIn app.
Yeah, you can listen to it.
Yeah. Listen to it.
It's not quite the same.
Oh, I know, because you still need some of the visuals, but
Yeah.
But still, you can listen to the show.
Yeah. Well, I did that for one of the debates. I forget which one. One of the Democratic debates. Because I didn't have the channel, I listened to it on. I think it was Sirius Radio. I was listening to it on because I had Sirius Radio and I still have it. I found their channel on there and I listened to it there.
Yeah. And
it was neat listening to the debate as opposed to watching it on TV.
Yeah.
Because you could picture it all in your mind what was going on instead of watching
it. Pay attention to what was allegedly being said.
Yeah.
Rather than dealing with the childish, with the.
Yeah.
But
Then I saw the videos of it later, so it was totally different from what I was picturing. So.
Yeah. I mean, when you're listening to the debates, they sound more intelligent than they actually are on both sides.
Yes.
Because you don't have the body language. You can hear the words, and you're more focused on what is being said rather than on the physicality of what they are saying.
Yeah, and I'll see when I watch the debates and I listen to the debates, I wish we had more of them here. We only had 2 before our election last year. 2 debates. That was it. I think there might have been one in French. There was 2 English ones and 1 French one, and that was it.
Oh, okay.
And one of them, not all the candidates were allowed to be part of it.
It's rigged, I tell you, rigged.
Oh, yeah. That was the one, and I probably told you about at the time, Elizabeth May, who is the leader of the Green Party here, she actually, because she wasn't allowed to go to the debate, she answered all the questions in real time on Twitter.
Well, I remember, and I remember in the early debates, Sanders was live tweeting his comment, was running,
Mm-hmm. Well, Twitter was actually helping her with it, and she was posting videos of her answers on Twitter.
Sanders was doing that too for the early debates, his rebuttals to some of the stuff, that's the one thing I like about Twitter is that you can use it for like your own Mystery Science 3000 running commentary, jeering commentary.
Mhm. Well, yeah, that's the fun of it. You can make all the jokes, and some people actually laugh at them.
Yes, and I actually have a new name for Dodgy Don. He's Il Douchebag.
Oh, I like that one.
Because he's more a fascist than a Nazi.
Yes, he is.
And people are, and I keep trying to. People are slowly beginning to understand that he's that there is a difference between fascism and socialist, Hitlerian socialism. See, I'm trying because there is a difference between a democratic socialist and a national socialist, and the difference is Nazi. Because Nazi is a conflation of the first two letters of Nazi, social, the German for National Socialist. Ta-da! And there's your vote. There is your linguistic lesson for the day. It's the other thing I can tell. It's moving into summer because my scalp is itchy from the headphones.
Really?
I might have to get some lighter weight ones, even though I love these. These are so good because they go right over the ears. I mean, not just the ears, but like they completely encapsulate the ears. So they're
yeah. Well, that's one of the things I like about my headset too. The only thing is, after a while, my ears get sore.
Well, for me, my scalp starts itching from the head from the band because I've been like wearing them for like an hour or so.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Have you seen the latest stupid thing that our Parliament has decided to debate about, and I think they actually passed bill, is to change the wording of the national anthem so that instead of saying "in all our sons' command," it's I forget what they're changing it to, but it's going to be gender neutral.
That sounds fine.
But I mean, it's not a bad idea, but there are more important things. That they should be working on.
Yeah, but if they can, little steps. If they can agree, let's put it this way: if they can agree on that, they can agree on other things.
Yeah. Well, they're still fighting over the stupid elbow gate too. So, which was ridiculous. Absolutely stupid.
With an accident, it's but they're what they want.
It wasn't really an accident.
They have nothing better
to do.
Okay?
It was something. The NDP was trying to do something, but I think they got more than they thought they were going to get. They were blocking the conservative whip from getting to his seat so they could start the vote. And the prime minister, who was in his seat, should have stayed in his seat and didn't. And that's where the shit started.
And to think back in the day, there were sword fights on the floor of the House.
Yeah.
Such a civilized nation, I mean, I love people are just like horrified at how nasty this election cycle is. And something.
Yeah.
This is actually the way it was.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least they're not. Be glad they don't have like weapons in there because there would be dead people.
But they want to carry weapons there. Don't you know that?
Oh, God.
Actually want to have open. They actually want Congress critters to be able to have weapons on the floor of the House.
Right. So when they get pissed off, they just pull out the gun and they shoot somebody.
And and what happened
that makes for great television.
And what happened on UCLA is exactly why you've got professors in Texas saying, "Fuck this! I am out of here." It was a student who shot and killed that professor because he allegedly stole code, and he was going to go after another professor.
Okay.
The only reason a student would bring a gun on campus and into a fucking classroom is to intimidate the professor. Don't you dare say anything that might offend me, because that little precious snowflake will like shatter. Will ice you.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't understand the whole concept of the need of the guns, but that's just me.
Because you've got a lot of very frightened people, and and the thing is that it's not that there are more people who owning guns, going out and buying guns. It's the same people going out and stockpiling guns.
Yeah. Well, see, I don't understand why people feel the need to own a military grade weapon. Why?
Because they
what
might
are
have
they
to,
going to do?
Why? Because they're terrified of the government.
Someone told me they use it to kill wolves.
Well, that's the excuse. But if you need a 50 caliber, bullet to kill a wolf, then you're doing it wrong. 50 caliber is 50 caliber bullets are called cop killers because they go right through body armor.
Yeah.
And the whole thing behind I have the right to own X, Y, and Z is because these people feel that at some point in their existence they are going to have to fight the United States military.
Mm.
And they say that. That's the whole
I live in a place where you're allowed to hunt within certain meters of it's within meters of a residential area. You're allowed to hunt there. I mean, where we used to live, you could hear them during duck season.
Well,
you could hear the shots. If someone had one of these guns that has this long range, they'd be killing people, and they wouldn't even realize.
You've got states that allow you to set up a fucking shooting range in your fucking backyard, and without any insurance or the people who live next to you.
Gets me too.
It's
I mean,
it's because
I understand I live in a fairly rural place.
And it is because we have a biracial Hawaiian in the White House.
Mm-hmm.
And it's President Obama talked in Elkhart, Indiana, and he was asked by somebody about the Second Amendment thing, and the president set this man straight on it, on this, and he's saying that every time you want background checks, it's a step to tyranny and taking our guns away from us. And he very and explaining to this gentleman and everybody in the room about that how the I can't really count, you can't really, the NRA no longer represents its membership. You have to get that straight, because the bulk of the membership of the National Rifle Association want fucking background checks. They want people to be trained to use how to properly use the weapon. They want these people to know what they are doing. And instead, it is now the lobbying arm for the gun industry. And he brought out the fact that the CDC is legally is prevented by law from doing any research into gun-related deaths and injury as a health issue. The gun lobby says felons should be allowed to own guns. The lobby, NRA,
really?
the gun lobby says the mentally ill should be allowed to own guns. People who should not have a weapon in their hand should be allowed to own them.
I don't know.
They want everybody to be armed. They want this society to be people walking around strapped and shooting each other up, thinking, not taking, into account the complete quote by Robert A. from a fucking science fiction novel by Robert Heinlein. They only quote the first sentence. An armed society is a polite society. That is from a fucking science fiction novel. It has no basis in reality.
No, I would think that an armed society is a scared society.
Of course it is. All you need to take a look at, an armed society is a polite society. Well, take a look do some research into what was going on in the 80s and 90s in the inner cities. Kid getting shot because he accidentally stepped on somebody's foot. And the apology wasn't good enough, so the guy didn't accept the apology, so they shot him. Where every little, every little microaggression was an affront to the dignity, and you disrespected me, bang, you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
Where you had to tread so carefully that, if you stepped on the wrong piece of sidewalk, you'd get shot because you were on somebody else's sidewalk.
Mm-hmm.
Right after my head injury, I was walking down the street with a friend of mine, and this woman bumped into me. And even though I knew it was an accident, if she had stopped, I would have fucking pushed her in front of a car. I would have killed her. Even though I knew it was an accident, I had this very triggered response to her knocking into me. And I would have thrown her ass into traffic if she had stopped. Honest to God, I would have thrown her ass into traffic. Because she could not walk, because she made a conscious effort to walk into me instead of walking the fuck around me. Because there was enough room on the sidewalk for her to walk around me. But she made a conscious decision to walk into me.
All I do is hit them with my cane.
Well,
or trip them. I've tripped people.
Yeah, and I know guys that, but I would have killed her. I'd be behind bars. Because I would have, they would have stopped me and said, well, she walked into me. And she had enough room. She assaulted me. And I was defending myself. And I phrased it in that way. This woman assaulted me. Because she could not walk around me. It would have been nothing for her to just walk over a couple of inches to pass me on my right. But no, she had to fucking walk into me. You can tell I'm still really angry about it. But that's me. But that's how it works. Every little thing that, in quotes, offends you becomes a reason to do violence to that person. I'm not that sensitive or a snowflake that you have to tread lightly around me. I still have a wide avenue to cross before you get to that point where I will do something to you, but I will warn you. Got into this whole snarky thing in one of my Facebook groups regarding one of our members. We were essentially out trolling the Mahler supporters with memes and shit and just making them miserable. And she was very upset about some memes that were things that were being posted, and microaggressions and this, that, and the other. What the fuck is a? You know what a microaggression is? That is presuming that all Jews are of Eastern European extraction. A microaggression is telling me I can't be Jewish because I don't speak Yiddish.
Okay.
Microaggressions. These are, this is a new term where everything offends somebody else because, I don't know, you're a microaggression because you have naturally curly hair and you're co-opting somebody else's culture. Oh, you've got a name that you shouldn't have because of you're microaggressing. What the fuck is that? Like I said, I made a snarky comment about her comment, about it because these things offended her. And I said, well, then I'm offended by posts with bacon in it because I'm Jewish. And somebody else in the group, took me seriously and said, well, I'm Jewish, and I thought I'm snarking. Yeah. Where do you draw the fucking line? And she goes, here, have a bagel. That was a microaggression because she presumed I was Eastern European, I was Ashkenaz in origin. Mm-hmm. And I said, no, I'm Sephardic.
And there are people who don't know what that means.
I explained that I am Spanish, of Spanish, Middle Eastern, Jewish heritage. Mm. She still didn't get it.
Yeah.
I mean, microaggression. I mean, I'm going to continue giving examples from me because that's all I can do. No, seriously. I was stage managing the show, a perfectly dreadful musical called Moses, My Love. And the producer kept looking at me and shaking her going, what kind of Jewish name is Lincoln? I don't think you're Jewish. What kind of Jewish name is Lincoln?
Okay.
Because in the Ashkenaz world, you have either a Polish, Russian, or Germanic sounding name. And finally, I got so tired of this bitch wagging her finger in my face. I almost looked her in the eye and asked, what kind of Jewish name is Dick? Because that was her last name. Mm-hmm. I had learned my lesson on the web during the Usenet days of countering with something like, why don't you go ask Rabbi and why don't you go ask Rabbi blank at blank synagogue if what kind of Jewish name is? Because the person that I said that to actually went and called that synagogue and asked the good rabbi if he was related to me because we shared a last name. That's when I went up to Salem and had the nice detectives talk to this little crazy-ass internet stalking bitch.
Okay.
Yeah, good old Usenet, where the crazy really came out. That's all Facebook is. It's Usenet with graphics. It's a binary. It's nothing but a binary news group.
Well, I can believe that.
But
there's a lot of.
I think we put Wink.
A lot of weird stuff on. Yeah, something like that.
But no, then he'd have to. If he did that, he'd be disconnected because it's his call. Oh yeah, and you're listening to the after show, the after hour Saturday night Roundhouse Power Hour spam, Blitherfest. You're on Spreaker Radio at Spreaker.com. Woohoo! Are you there, Wink? We put my co-host to sleep here. Either that or he's off frying an egg or something.
Yeah, that's a possibility. Usually he'll mention it before he disappears.
Or he's in the bathroom. I don't know. Did you fall in, Wink? Everything come out all right? Let's continue to talk, Wink. He's not here to defend himself.
I have to be careful. The building, the walls are not very thick here, so.
they're not that. And I've got a window wide open too, so.
I do too.
Just a little cross.
I don't care if they hear me outside.
Crosswind. You know, I've got somebody, right across the alleyway from me, so I do kind of have to be kind and keep it down a bit. But he's still mad at me for pushing all the buttons on the elevator a year or so ago. I didn't know he was waiting for the elevator. I didn't know he was waiting for the elevator when he hit the 7th floor.
And you were just, what the hell?
I haven't done this in a long time. It's more fun when there's more floors to do this too, You just hit your floor and then you just like run your hand down all of them when you get off the elevator.
Did that at the IWK once, me and Starlene, and we were just kids and we were bored, so we were riding the elevator up and down. There's only 8 floors in the hospital. And it stopped on this floor, and this woman got on, she looked, she saw all the buttons pressed, she just kind of, she turned around, got off again, and the two of us just sat there laughing. I was probably about 15, and she was probably, let me see, if I was 15, she would probably be about 12.
I love it.
And we were just laughing, the two of us.
You have to have something to do.
I think we'd still do it now.
Wink, are you there?
If we ended up in hospital together.
Wink. Wink. Where are you, Wink? This is creepy. He's not here. And we're still on the air.
Yeah.
Well, we usually sort of hang out afterwards and chat anyway off air, so he's around here somewhere.
Usually he says something before he decides to leave, though.
Well, I think since we're getting personal here, I'm going to sign off on the radio stream. So good night from Netroots Radio, and the Saturday Night Roundhouse Power Hour after show of Nothing Really Important to Say. Good night.